Before we look at variable naming, I want to show you one final function, and that is the len function. What the len function does is, in here, as you can see, we are using the len function, and then inside that we have an opening parenthesis and a closing parenthesis, and inside that we are providing the name of the user, which the user is going to give us. Now if I run the code and provide my name has 8 letters, and the len function gave us 8 letters, meaning it was correct. You can also tell what this function does by just looking at the name. Len is just the short form of length, meaning it gives us the length of a string, or how many characters does that string have. Now let's look at variable naming. Here you could have named the variable name as n, and it would work fine. As you can see, if I run this again, it gives us the same value, meaning it doesn't matter what you name it. But if you look at this code maybe 2 weeks later, n is not going to make a lot of sense for you, which is why you need to have names that actually make sense, so that later on when you review the code, you know what's going on. Now you can also use multiple words in the name of the variable. For example, we can name it username, and then we can separate it using an underscore. In Python, we separate the name of a variable. If it has more than one word, then we separate them by using the underscore. And in this case, I have to replace this name with username as well. And if I run it, as you can see, it works perfectly fine. Now you can also use numbers in your variable name. For example, name1 or name2. But you cannot use numbers at the start of the variable, like 1 username or 2 username. If you run this, that will just give you a syntax error. And finally, we can also not have a space between the variable name, like this. As you can see, we are already getting the red curly line. If I run this, I will get a syntax error again, because we have a space between the variable name. So that's not valid. That's why we have to separate them using the underscore. In the next video, we are going to be working on the final project of this section, which is the greeting machine. So for all of that and more, I'll see you there.